Welcome to Straight from the Horse's Mouth, where we cut the BS and give you the truth all about sports. Once again, I am Bryce Olden, host on Bryce Davis.
What's good?
Before we start the video, please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to the video. All the feedback, all of it helps. Good, bad, happy, or sad. We'll take anything. Or trying to inform and improve. And anything you guys ever want us to talk about, please let us know. But anyway, man, let's get into it.
Get it.
Obviously, today is NFL Sunday.
Yep.
We would not be talking about the games today because, well, they're happening right now.
Yep.
But there are some stuff that took place this past week that we kind of want to get to and touch on. The first one being the obvious firing of Brian Daboll, former head coach now of the New York Giants.
Yep.
Giants have been kind of an influx of an organization, starting with the tail end of the Eli Manning saga, kind of bleeding into, just random quarterbacks here and there.
Random quarterbacks, trading OBJ right at the beginning of that saga.
Yeah.
A bunch of different GMs, bunch of different coaches.
Right.
Who was the one dude from the Patriots, the special teams coordinator from the Patriots?
Was that like Joe Judge?
Joe Judge or something. Yeah, it's been a mess.
Yeah.
They've been a bad organization.
Yeah.
And it looks like it's going to continue.
And obviously continued, and you had the Daniel Jones era, the Saquon Barkley era, won a playoff game, still a lot of ups and downs. And then it doesn't help that Saquon Barkley was let go technically on Hard Knocks.
Yeah.
To go to the Eagles, helped the Eagles win the championship. Yep. Daniel Jones, his career has been revived in Indianapolis this year. It just kind of makes them look bad. They brought in Russell Wilson while at the same time drafting Jackson Dart.
And Jameis Winston.
And brought in Jameis Winston, drafted Cam Scatterboo, drafting Abdul Carter.
Yep.
Right, they invest a lot of the front four on the defensive line. Dexter Lawrence, Kayvon Thibodeau, traded for Brian Burns. Obviously drafted Malik Neighbors last year, but unfortunately just unable to put it together. And then this last loss kind of pretty much sealed their fate, and Brian Daboll has been fired. Your thoughts?
I figured it was going to happen one way or another. I think the Bears game just kind of put the final stamp on he's gone. I figured it would have been at the end of the season, but I think this is what happens when I think an organization truly doesn't have a plan in place. I think they've been hopping from moment to moment since they let go of Eli Manning. They never had a true succession plan going. Like, you can give the Colts a pass, right? Because their succession plan was Andrew Luck, and it just never worked out. So when the Andrew Luck plan didn't work, then it was like, well, now what do we do? But the Giants didn't have that plan post Eli Manning. It was just on to the next guy. We drafted a guy who looks like Eli Manning. Like, what's the true identity here? What's the true plan? We thought Brian Daboll could do something with Daniel Jones. It's obvious he couldn't. And maybe that's a testament to, once again, like, hey, sometimes talent just elevates what you can do, and maybe not necessarily that you can develop talent. And maybe that's Brian Daboll. But what are your thoughts?
So this is my thing. If you were going to fire him, if his leash was that short, that you were going to fire him during the season, then what was the point of bringing him back? What was the point of giving him all the autonomy to even draft Jackson Dart?
Yeah.
Right? Because he was one pushing for that. So to me, that goes back to your plan about the whole not having a plan thing. The Giants, to me, as an organization, is that because of the history, they get a pass, the Mara family and all that kind of stuff. They have this great heritage. People got to remember, the Giants in my lifetime, to me, in the NFC East are probably just as bad from a standpoint of consistent success as the Commanders. Only difference is they just happen to sneak in two Super Bowls as a wild card team. Wasn't like they were just some juggernaut with 13-3. You know what I'm saying? Like, the two most consistent teams in the NFC East since I've been alive have been the Cowboys and the Eagles. Yeah. The only difference is the Cowboys can't get to the NFC Championship game. The Eagles have won more Super Bowls, winning 2. You know what I'm saying? But the Giants, to me, they are a mess of an organization. And mess of an organization make moves like this. Yep. They're no better run of an operation than these other lower class people that people frown upon, in my opinion.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
They just have 2 Super Bowls. I just think that, to me, if you're going to fire him, and I know exactly what happened. They both, Joe Shane and Brian Daboll, both knew their asses were on the line heading into the season, right? But Shane has a more closer ear to the owner, right? So he probably knows, like the gasoline is hotter than what Daboll probably thinks. Yep. So he did it. He probably thought, you know what? There's only one way for me to save myself.
I got to throw him under the bus.
But how I'm throw him under the bus? I'm going to throw him on the bus by letting him take front and center stage with everything postseason.
Yeah.
You want to draft Jackson Dart?
That's your guy.
Brian
Get him.
Daboll? We'll draft him. You want to
Yep.
draft Cam Scatterbull? You want to draft Abdul Carter? Fine.
Take him.
This is who you want.
Yep.
Hey guys, we're gonna do what Brian Daboll wants. So when it all fails, you fall on this sword, not me. You ain't taking me down with you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
That's exactly what happened.
100%.
Which sucks because I think history shows that it's better when a coach and a GM come together.
Yes.
And it's better when they lead together too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
You know,
because the Bears were making that same mistake, right? GM here, coach here,
The Ryan
GM
Pace still there.
here,
Yeah.
coach here. We need, if they either are together or they're not.
Right.
And if you aren't together, both y'all gotta go. Because we're not gonna run this. Who's responsible for the success of this team? As far as I'm concerned, as an owner, both of you are responsible for the success and failure.
Right.
So if you can't coach the team and you can't draft it, both y'all can get out of here.
Exactly. I just think the Giants, to me, I just think they're a mess. But I just think that firing him, because my thing is, what were your expectations this season? Right. Let's just realistically. You got the Eagles coming off a Super Bowl win.
Yep.
The Commanders coming off an NFC Championship experience.
Yep.
NFC Championship game. Right.
Yep.
Prior to the Dallas Cowboys trade, you can make an argument. Cowboys, they were hurt last year. They have Dak back, Micah back, CD back, Deron Bland to be healthier.
Yeah. And then you looked at what they did in the offseason. You're like, well, they're still a pretty solid team, bringing in George Pickens
and all that kind of stuff. So before they made the Micah trade, you can make an argument. At best, you finish in third, most likely fourth. And then still right now, you probably go finish fourth.
Yep.
So what's the point of his leash should have been longer than the middle of the season?
It should have been at the end of the year.
Yeah.
And if I'm looking at it objectively before even this Bears game, I could say, well, you know what? Malik Neighbors got hurt. That sucks. But he made the swap to Jackson Dart. That was a good decision. Jackson Dart
Did it early too.
Did it early. And Jackson Dart's looking really well. Cam Scatterbull was a good pick. I don't care what you say.
Yeah.
We needed a guy like him on this team. It sucks he got hurt. So at the end of the day, it's like, I can give you one more year when we get our offensive guys back, and then let's see what this looks like.
Exactly.
But you're right. Someone had to fall on the sword, and it was going to be Brian Daboll.
I'm just curious where the Giants go from here, right? With them being such a blue blood of the NFL kind of system and family, I'm curious where they go from a head coaching standpoint. Are you going to go with a guy who's offensive minded to kind of help the maturation of Jackson Dart, right? Because also the next head coach has to buy in on Jackson Dart. You just drafted him. You don't want a coach who's kind of like half in, half out, right? Because coaches are no different than GMs. Just like GMs want their own head coach, coaches with their own quarterback, right? So you got to bring in a guy who is all in on Jackson Dart and thinks he can actually achieve to be something, right? Or do you want to bring in a coach who kind of who kind of can fortify your defense, right? You put a lot of money and resources to this defense. So do you want to kind of live and breathe and die on that end? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So to me, that's kind of where they are. There are some coaches out there that I think can do it. I think a lot of them already kind of have jobs though. Yeah. Meaning like you got to hope that one of these coaches gets fired or just cut. I think there are some guys out there who may be looking for a job soon, looking at you, Sean McDermott. Yep. But I'm curious to see where they go from here, though. Moving on from that, though, something that just took place today. Keon Coleman, wide receiver for the Buffalo Bills. Year two. Got benched. Yeah. Right, got benched. Looks like he got benched for missing a team meeting. And the reason why I wanted to talk about this is because I remember when he got drafted. Yes. And I remember those the press conferences and people falling in love with him because of how nice he is, Southern accent or whatever. And like, oh man, this is the type of he gonna have, man, I wish you do so much success. The media was loving him and all that kind of stuff. And it made me think about, you know what? This is why I will forever always fall on the sword. I don't care about how you are in a press conference. I don't care if you're the nice guy in the room or whatever. I want winners. Yep. I want guys who produce. To me, if you're interviewing Keon Coleman, and let's just say Keon Coleman's in one interview. Yep. And your next interview is George Pickens, right? Yep. Now on tape, it's pretty clear who probably the best receiver is. Yep. George Pickens. If you draft one guy because of how he makes you feel, or draft him because of vibes, you know what I'm saying? Yeah,
absolutely.
Then you can go and shake. Yeah. I want absolute studs. Yeah. If you produce.
The point of a coach is to get the best out of the player.
Right.
which includes getting him to buy into whatever my system will be.
Mm-hmm.
I shouldn't be drafting guys necessarily who just fit my system. I'm hopefully also drafting guys who I can feel like can learn and produce in my system.
Mm-hmm.
And if that guy happens to have a bit of an attitude problem, we'll work on it. We can work on that. But I cannot, for the life of me, I'm with you. I don't understand why you would pass on a Xavier Worthy, right? Like that's a weapon that anyone could use.
Right.
You could have used him. You picked a guy because of vibes. I cannot. I don't like that.
Right.
I don't like. What's the?
He has size to him. I guess.
He has size to him, but speed kills.
Yeah.
And that's a thing they haven't had in a little minute. If I'm looking at the Buffalo, we could use some speed. We could use someone who just take. Josh Allen got a cannon of an arm.
Yeah.
Let's use that. Let's give him someone who could just go out there and get it too.
Mm-hmm.
Like let's just think about what our team needs and who can perform that role best. Yeah, the size is nice, but it's year 2. We still haven't seen that breakout
at all
from Keon Coleman.
Yeah.
Maybe we could have drafted a little bit better.
Mm-hmm. And also it goes to speak to Josh Allen. Hey man, I know that you didn't get along with Stephon Diggs at the end. But damn it, you had a lot of success with him.
Yep.
And how did it feel to win an MVP and then still not make the Super Bowl? Right? And now, coming into this year, running game's on 10. James Cook is running wild. But your receivers are absolute poo.
Yeah.
They're dog. They're just not cutting it.
Not cutting it.
You know, Shakir's good. The tight ends are nice. Kincaid, Dawson Knox, whatever. But your receiving core is just not going to cut it. Not in the AFC.
No.
Right? And you doing all this hero ball, he's kind of regressing a little bit, actually, especially from last year. They probably got to get a better OC because Joe Brady ain't cutting it.
Nope.
You're doing all of that, and you got nothing to show for it. You think about this. You lost Stephon Diggs. He goes to the Texans. They look a little bit better. He goes to the Patriots. Now he's playing with Drake May.
Drake May is looking like a stud.
He may win MVP.
Yeah.
Not only that, he's going to win. At bare he's going to win your division.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So, to me, I would think, like, you know what? Yeah, it sucks to deal with the quote-unquote the diva receiver. But, damn it, I'd rather have the diva receiver on my team. I'd rather that be my problem.
Right now, if I'm Buffalo, and I'm a Buffalo Bills fan, I want A.J. Brown.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a little bit of a diva. But I know he wants to win.
Exactly. See, that's nothing I thought about. And to me, I remember, I think he had a press conference, and it was like, hey, to Keon, about him getting the ball and targets and all that. He goes, yeah, man, we spread the ball around, around here. We spread the ball around, And I'm thinking to myself, I don't like that.
No.
Like, I don't mind you being humble and want to be in a good team, but I want my receiver to be like, yeah, man, like, I want the ball. Like, that lets me know that, to me, how often are you going to Josh Allen going, hey, man, I was open on this play?
Exactly.
How often are you going to Josh Allen like, hey, man, look for me on this?
Yeah, how in the film rooms, you saying, hey, like, I'm open here.
Yeah.
On this play, I know what they're running. I know the coverage.
Mm-hmm.
Hit me.
Right.
Are you doing that?
Yeah. Or are you just happy to be in the NFL?
Yeah.
Keon Coleman strikes me as a guy who just kind of like a Forrest Gumpish, just happy to be here. Yeah. I'm collecting a check. You know what I'm saying? Bought mom a house and everything. Like, he's not a stud.
No.
To me. At least right now he hasn't shown it.
Not yet.
And the fact that he got benched at this point kind of speaks a lot. It speaks volumes.
Right.
I just think that I just don't think that if you're Buffalo, you're not going to do anything this year.
No.
I think McDermott might get fired.
Yep.
Okay. This offseason, you have one focus. Get Josh Allen an absolute weapon.
Yep.
Do not Dan Marino this man.
Yeah.
Don't do it. Where the first part of his career it looks good, like Josh Allen has.
Yeah.
Right. Dan Marino had the Clayton. He had the Mark brothers. Mark Clayton and Mark Duper, right? Yeah. And then after that, it's just Dan Marino and the Danos.
Dan Marino and the backups.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Dan Marino and the Pips.
Right, exactly. Dan Marino and the Supremes. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's all it was, dog. Yeah. Like, you don't do that to him.
Because Buffalo, you've got a shot here. You have a quarterback who absolutely can get you a Super Bowl.
Right.
But you got to have a team that supports what he can do, and we have not seen on both sides of the ball.
Exactly,
we have not seen that.
Yeah, they got to get a little tougher in the ass on. That's been my biggest issue against Buffalo for years. Too light in the ass.
Yeah, and it feels like they keep relying on Josh save us.
Yeah,
and I don't like that.
I don't like it either.
I don't because we saw what happened to a quarterback. I don't think people don't want to make that connection, but I see it. Big body quarterback, big arm, Cam Newton.
Yeah.
We saw what happens when Superman can't put on the cape no more.
Mm-hmm.
It just falls apart.
Easy, quickly.
Yeah.
I think the best comp to me for Josh Allen from us is kind of what happened with John Elway toward the end of his career.
Yeah.
Finally got him some help. Got him Shannon Sharp at Hall of Famer tight end. Got him Terrell Davis, a Hall of Fame running back. Got him Ed McCaffrey, Christian McCaffrey's dad.
Yeah.
Got him Rod Smith. Got him some weapons. Back-to-back Super Bowl wins.
Yep.
You know, simple as that.
Simple, very simple.
You know what I'm saying? Back-to-back Super Bowl wins. So to me, if you're Buffalo, don't waste this. I know you had a lot of futility prior to the Josh Allen, McDermott. I think I saw read something. They missed the playoffs like 20 some years in a row. Something crazy like that. Something nasty. That's nasty.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's the Marshawn Lynch when he was up there.
Yeah, like you know the Kyle Orton, Ryan Fitzpatrick, like. Eric Moe, the Keon Spikes, that era. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the era of Buffalo people don't remember.
Yeah, we forget about those 4 reasons.
You know, like but that was the era, right? Yep. So to me, it's like and those guys were wasted. We named good players.
Yep.
For the most part, those guys were wasted. You know what I'm saying? J.P. Lossman just popped in my head. You know, so don't waste them. Switch it up. But yeah, Keon Coleman, prime example. Give me the Antonio Browns, the Terrell Owens, the Randy Moss, the Odell Beckham Jr., the Keyshawn Johnson. Keyshawn Johnson wrote a book called "Give Me the Damn Ball." I want that guy.
I want him. I want a guy who's just desperate to win.
Yeah, and
he knows that he can help you. Win.
Yeah. But transitioning to basketball. I'll be honest with you guys. Unfortunately, this is we call this episode the
Black Week.
The Black Week is in February.
That's true.
You know, let's get that first. Well, actually, Black is it's every week. Goddamn it, around here.
True.
But let's just call this the Pink Week.
Yeah, there you go. Pink Sleep Week.
Yeah. The unemployment line week.
Yep.
You know. So. We want to go on my team, or we going? Are you want to go with the freshest pink slip that came out?
Let's go with the freshest.
Okay, so a pink slip came out Friday. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
You know, Willie Green woke up.
Yep.
You know, feeling all right.
Yep.
He feel good.
He feel good. All right.
I'm still coaching the NBA. If I ain't got nothing else, I'm still a coach in the NBA. And the Pelicans said, wait a minute.
Hey, Adam, Shefty.
Yeah.
We got a quick update for you.
Yeah.
Do. He looked at his phone. He said, what?
I should have gambled when I had the chance. Should do what Chauncey was doing. Yeah. So, but all seriously, no, Willie Green, the now former head coach of the New Orleans Pelicans, has been officially fired by the Pelicans. I believe the Pelicans got a new overhaul because I could be wrong, but I think Joe Dumars
is the GM.
Yeah, took over them.
Dumars is the GM. I think he's been a GM for now a year.
Yeah, because he took over from homeboy who used to be the GM for the Cavaliers, David Griffin, I believe. Yeah. So he's there, which makes me nervous because I don't think people give him credit for what the Detroit Pistons won in 2004. He did draft Darko Milicic over Carmelo Anthony. Let's just get that out there.
Let's be real. Yeah.
But he got fired, and to me, I think that's important because it kind of piggies back off what we talked about last week with John Morant in that class. This falls on Zion Williamson. Yeah. This is a direct reflection. When your coach gets fired, that's a reflection on you, unless the coach is completely just a piece of shit.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But Willie Green, for all reports, we never heard anything bad about him. He wasn't like your guy. Remember the guy from Chicago, Jim Boylan?
Oh, my God. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Team meetings after 6 games.
Yeah.
None of that.
Right. It wasn't none of that. It was, we didn't hear anything bad about that. It's just this team with this type of talent. You got Zion Williamson.
Yeah.
Right? You got Trey Murphy. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got talent there.
There's talent on the team.
You know,
you had Brandon Ingram.
You had Brandon Ingram, right? You brought in CJ McCollum. You know what I'm saying? And you just, you got Herb Jones, you know what I mean? Like, you got guys down there.
Yeah.
And for some reason, I think, is Deontay Murray on the team now? Is he hurt or whatever? But I think
they brought him in.
They brought him in,
yeah.
So, I mean, but he's not playing because he's hurt, though.
Yeah.
But you've brought in guys, you've had talent here, and for some reason, you just can't put it all together, right? You traded, they trade a lot of picks up in this draft to get Derek Queen, the guy out of Maryland, you know what I'm saying? And it just looks like a shit show down in New Orleans, right?
Yep.
And to me, if you're Zion Williamson, this falls on you.
Yep.
Because as we've seen players overcome shit shows when they're great enough.
Yep.
We've seen it. We've seen players come in and instantly change the vibe and feel of an organization. Willie Green, to me, was a competent enough, good enough head coach that if Zion just played up to expectations, no more. You ain't no one saying you got to be at a Luka, Wemby, Giannis level, Jokic level.
We're talking all-star.
If he's an all-star, you guys are a perennial playoff team. Probably at least go to the second round.
Yeah.
And Willie Green still has the job. To me, this is a direct reflection on Zion Williamson. This is a failure on his part to be better and achieve as a basketball player.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Because he was hurt all the time.
Yeah.
So like, what do I got to work with?
I as a basketball coach build strategies around my best player and what they can do.
Exactly.
And if I don't have them, then I'm asking everybody else to do more, and that's not fair to them because I didn't bring in a Herb Jones or a DeJounte Murray to be the engines of an offense.
Right.
I brought them to support the engine of my offense, and now I'm asking them to be the engine. That's not fair. Now their numbers look bad because now they're doing stuff that they weren't asked to do, and I didn't prepare them to do. And Zion, once again, we are asking the question: what were we anticipating from you? And I think it goes to once again show how we have to temper all expectations for some of these people coming in. We really don't know what they're going to be like at the NBA level, whether it be injuries, work ethic, whatever. Like we see promise, but we can't just anoint you as the next guy until we see it. I think we're seeing that now with that next crop, the Anthony Edwards and guys like that. We waited. See, it looks good, but let's give it a minute. And now we're seeing it. Shea looked good. We gave it a minute. And now we're like, no, those are the next faces of this league. I think we anointed Zion too soon, and that's a part of why this happened.
Yeah. I'm curious to see what person would even take that job. I'll be honest with you. If I'm somebody, I would touch the New Orleans job with a 10-foot pole.
Nah.
I even heard rumors that the NBA might even consider moving New Orleans to another, moving
city.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not like a great market.
No, it's not a great market, and they haven't done enough to ingratiate themselves to the city of New Orleans right now. So yeah,
man, that's not even a basketball. No disrespect to New Orleans, that's not even a basketball city.
It's not.
You know what I mean?
There's a reason Utah moved out of there.
Yeah, that's right. They were down there.
That's why they're called the Jazz.
Jazz, yeah.
And I think there was a reason why they hadn't moved anybody back until what was that? They go back 2012.
Well, remember they were in Charlotte.
That's right.
Then they went to New Orleans, right? Like probably I don't know how long Chris Paul was there before they made the switch.
Yeah.
Probably 04, 03, 04. You know what I'm saying? So
and even then,
and then they just changed the name because Charlotte got a team again. Yeah. So that's what happened. Yeah. So but mid 2000s is when they went to New Orleans.
And even those eras with even the Chris Paul era wasn't inspiring, right? There's a reason it was like, hey, we got to get him out of here because we just need something.
Yeah, they knocked us out the playoffs. Sons of bitches. But anyway, to a firing that a lot of Dallas fans have been chanting for, rooting for, praying for.
But unfortunately, I think you got a little bit of a monkey's paw here.
Yeah. The Dallas Mavericks have officially fired Nico Harrison. The fire Nico chant came to fruition. Obviously, the Mavericks are my team.
Yep.
We have stunk up the joint to start the season.
Yeah.
Obviously, we're missing Kyrie Irving.
Yep.
And Davis is out of the lineup right now. Klay Thompson is shooting like shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
The Monstars took whatever was left.
Yeah. Or the Meg Stars. Whatever
we want to talk about. But it's gone.
It's gone. I see what a Warriors like. All right, Klay.
Yeah. You want how much?
Yeah. Right. So obviously, I know I'm not gonna be a hypocrite, right?
Yep.
When the trade first came out, I was shocked, but I tried to justify it because I'm a delusional Dallas Mavericks fan.
You have to cope.
Yeah.
If you're a sports fan and your organization does something dumb,
you
got to cope a little bit.
Obviously, I thought, okay, we got Cooper Flag, great, and he's starting to show flag. With each passing game, he's starting to show it. Yeah. But it's gonna take some time.
Yeah.
And I think that right now, I didn't realize that by trading Luka Doncic, that we would essentially be blowing up this version of the team.
Yeah.
And I think the worst thing, let's just say, because there's a lot of conspiracy theories out there about who truly was behind trading Luka Doncic. Was it Nico Harrison or was it somebody? But was it the owner? Right? We got a new owner. Let's just say that's true. Let's just say the owner was like, you know what? I want to trade Luka. I'm not paying this money. I'm not paying the Supermax for Luka Doncic. I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
I think the worst thing he did was not making it an arms race.
Absolutely.
Because we had a nice supporting cast.
Yes.
Had he made it an arms race, I've said this. If we would have went to, there are a lot of teams we could have just offered him to. We would have told Detroit, Luka for Cade. Luka Doncic is just a Detroit Piston, and Cade Cunningham is a Dallas Maverick.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely. You could have gotten, you could have done that would have been a true player for player swap, and it would have been better than Anthony Davis.
Or we could have cleaned We could have cleaned some team out. We could have
Yeah.
went to something like, hey man, we'll clean you guys out.
I'll take picks and I'll take those 4 over there. Them
like,
4 right there. We'll take them.
We could have cleaned some teams out, man.
Yeah.
And I think that was his mistake.
Yeah.
Had he did that and we got a lot of assets back, it looks a little bit different.
Definitely.
But he didn't do that.
Do what New Orleans did when they traded Anthony Davis.
Yeah.
I'm taking your picks and I'm taking them 4 right there.
Yeah, they took what? Lonzo. They took
Lonzo,
Nance.
Ingram, Hart,
Nance too, right?
and Nance.
Yeah.
And picks.
Right. I almost said Randall, but I think Randall came the year before on his own.
Yeah.
But that's what you do.
Yeah.
Right? That's what you do. Now, New Orleans ain't do shit with it.
No.
But still,
that's what you do.
That's what you do. You know what I'm saying? To me, I think that was his mistake.
Yeah.
He should have definitely done his actual due diligence, looking at the entire market and be like, okay, what type of player do we want? You want a two-way player? Okay, look for two-way players out there and see what you can get.
Yep.
Right? And if you want to be cheap, look for guys who are budding stars, right?
Yeah, so you could have come to us, got Montrezl Buzelis.
Right.
Or
Zealous, Giddy.
You
know what I'm saying? And some picks, you know what I mean?
Like there were so many teams out there.
Right.
That you offer up Luka, you could get either a young star or a current star and picks, and just reset the board. And I think the fans would have been fine with that. When you get a haul, fans are okay. Yeah, because like, okay, well, we got something to work with. Yeah, we got something to work with here.
Because there's a world where, imagine this. Let's say we trade for somebody, we get a nice haul, right? And we still stink up the joint at the end of the season. There's where we have the nice haul, like I call it. We have what I call a poor man's Oklahoma City.
Exactly.
Where we have a nice haul and we still get the number one pick.
Fact.
Oh, okay.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Right.
So not only now, so you get a nice haul of young players, you still get that number one pick. So Cooper Flag is coming in. Yeah. And you can, and let's say what happens this year still happens. Y'all still kind of stink. That's okay. The next pick will be a top 5 pick.
Yeah.
We're good.
Right. I think that looks a bit better because I can be honest with you. I can respect the GM looking long term and going, hey, while it's fun now, long term, I don't think you're a winning player. Not a winning player because Luka is. I don't think you're a
championship,
a Larry O'Brien holding up trophy guy. Because in the history of shown, there are a lot of players who we thought were like that, who weren't. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So I can respect the GM looking long term and going, I see that, I don't see it. Yeah. So let me get out of this now. Why you're at your hottest?
Right. Because at the end of the day, you'll still go on. You'll make all-star teams. You'll do all this amazing stuff, scoring records, all that.
Right.
But you didn't win a championship.
You didn't win a championship. And that's in the business we're in. But I think Nico screwed up by not making an arms race and going specifically after Anthony Davis. You know what I'm saying? I think that sped up our timeline.
That was way too short term. Yeah. I think if he would have been more tactful and been like, maybe that finals run was a little bit of a fluke, right? I don't think we ever reach in the current structure of the West. I don't think we'll ever reach a finals with him like this again. So I need to get up off this and build a team that can compete in this new Western Conference. If he structured everything like that, he still has a job. Because
technically he would have been right if you think about it. Because let's just say last year was a fluke. We were just hurt. Yeah. Same team pretty much comes back for this season, right? Do I think we're better than the Spurs? No. Yeah. Are we better than the Thunder? No. Are we better than Nuggets? No. Like, so at best, we're the 4th best team. We're battling with like Houston for that type of spot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and what do you have to show for it? So now you go on these long playoff runs for years with Luka Doncic. Right. And your draft picks are low. You're trading in and out now. It's the future does look bleak if we cannot get a championship with Luka at some point. And like I said, I don't know if y'all was built for the new Western Conference. Y'all was built for an older Western Conference. Yeah.
Or we just snuck it in right then and we just kind of snuck, you know what I mean? We just kind of got high at the right moment. You know? But yeah, Nico Harrison has been fired. I think at this point there's going to be a fire sale. Oh, absolutely. I think Anthony Davis will be traded. Yep. I think they're going to either figure out a way to trade Clay or do a buyout with him. I would still like to keep Kyrie. Yeah,
Kyrie is the only person I'm keeping.
I still want to keep because I just think he's good for the locker room. I think he's good for the guys. And honestly, we need a fucking point guard.
You do.
All right?
You do.
And I think he actually would help with
Cooper's development.
Yeah. But I think that the Daniel Gaffords, I think he's probably gone. Yeah. I think they're probably gonna look for a trade partner for PJ Washington. Yeah. Like I think that some of these guys are they're gonna try to get younger real quickly. You know what I'm saying? Which sucks because I mean we were in futility for so many years after winning that title in 2011, and it was nice to break through. We got the brakes beat off us by Boston.
Yeah,
but
it felt like you had almost reached it after the Mark Cuban years, and it feels like you're kind of just back at square one.
And it's funny though, how many teams have we seen that with? Now we add us to the list, add us to the pile of almost. You got the Ja Morant era Grizzlies.
Yep.
The Devin Booker era, DeAndre Ayton era, Mikal Bridges era Suns.
Yeah.
How quickly things can change. One moment you're here, like, oh, okay, it's up for me. We're going to be competing for a while.
We can be here for a minute.
Yeah. The Donovan Mitchell, Rudy Gobert Jazz, right? Where it's just like one moment you're there, next you know, one guy's in Minnesota, one guy's in Cleveland.
Portland with Dame years.
Yeah.
Right? We finally reached that Western Conference Finals. Like, all right, we got it. Nope, that was it.
That's it. And it happens fast, man. It happens fast. But he got fired. They probably should have did it sooner. I'm trying to figure out what was the expectations in this season anyway. But people are hurt. That's not things like, again, back to the whole Brian Daboll thing. I mean, Kyrie, you knew Kyrie was going to be out until later. We didn't go out. We didn't get a point guard.
Yeah.
So what was the actual expectations? You know what I'm saying? Most people had us finishing outside the play-in, bro.
Maybe that's the reason he got fired, though, is that, okay, so we brought in Cooper, but that was all you really did. You knew we had injuries. You didn't solidify that point guard position.
Right.
You knew we needed another big next to Anthony Davis at that power forward position because Cooper Flag is not ready.
Right.
You didn't really prepare us for the post Luka years, and maybe that's why he got fired.
Yeah. Moving on to. I'll call it more of a lifestyle, real world type of segment we're doing. Again, we've been trying to do a better job of strictly getting outside of sports. We have interests outside of sports. Something that kind of caught my eye, the first thing we're going to talk about is smoking, right? So I'm chilling, hanging out, and somebody tells me, hey, you do realize that the new generation, I forgot how we got on this topic, but the new generation, they're smoking a lot. I said, just the smoking's coming back.
Yeah.
Right? I said, no, it's not. We eradicated that. Our generation eradicated that. And they were like, no. The new generation, Gen with Z or whatever, Gen Alpha, whatever their name is, they're bringing it back. And I said, ain't no way. So I looked it up, and it was true. And I was shocked because I remember our generation growing up, right? We saw those commercials with the people with the voice box, don't smoke cigarette, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, scare tactics.
And it worked,
yep.
Right? Smoking got down to I read some article on Forbes to its lowest sales ever.
Yeah,
a couple years ago.
It was I think I just peaked at 14%.
Yeah,
it was as low as 14% of our age group was smoking.
Yeah,
just very low.
Yeah, and then because of celebrity culture.
Yep. And
Gen Z is a very aesthetic based.
They're a very aesthetic based group. Yeah.
And things like a lot of celebrities, Euphoria hasn't helped. They're starting to smoke again.
Yep.
And I'm just shocked by it.
I am too, because I think we've always had that conversation she could be a 10, but she's smoking cigarettes.
It's a dub. It's a dub.
I can't do it.
You walking up smelling like a bar room?
Yeah. A dive bar?
Yeah.
Nah, bro.
Yeah, I'm not sleeping.
We not doing Don't Stop Believing in this house.
Yeah. You're right. Old time rock and roll. Nah, what I like, Billy Joe to you? Nah, bro, put the cigarette out, dog. I just think that it sucks because it was I honestly thought it was such a huge achievement that would take place. That a generation said, this is one vice we're not going to participate in.
Yeah.
It don't matter what type of commercials you had. I thought it was one of the few things that America, society, that we all agreed upon was a nasty habit, right? All the information came out in the 70s and 80s about what it can cause and cancer and all that kind of stuff. I thought that we all kind of came to the conclusion that this is bad. And the fact that it's coming back and it's for aesthetic reasons is gross to me.
Yeah, it's the what they talk about, the performative male. Yeah. It feels kind of performative, right? Why did you start smoking?
Right.
Because I know for the most part, for older generations, they started smoking because you just did it.
Yeah.
Right. Everyone smoked, and at the time, no one knew the health dangers. So it was it's healthy for you. This, that, the third. So there was no problem to smoke. Then the health complications came out: lung cancer, throat cancer, mouth cancer, and we all were like, I don't want that. Mm-hmm. And there's a higher risk if I do this. I'm good. So I want to know. I would love to have conversations with a younger generation who does smoke cigarettes. It's why'd you start? Because I can't. Yeah, it's true. It's not cigarettes. It's Zins. It's not chewing tobacco, but it's pretty much the same thing. Like it's a capsule of nicotine that you put in your mouth.
Ugh.
Yeah.
You're forgetting about vapes, Juuls.
Yeah, true. Vapes.
Well, that was like, and I remember when those things came out, like that was seen as like an alternative.
Yeah.
Like
now
hey,
people were just smoking cigarettes.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Yeah. Just flat out, like right out Marlboro style.
Yeah.
Just right out the pack.
Pack of Newports.
Yeah. Nasty work.
But a vape is like a whole box of.
Yeah. But I think that hurt it. I think the fact that people thought that, because they got sued, Juul got sued and all that kind of stuff.
Juul and
but the fact that it came back for like, the fact that celebrities are promoting all that kind of stuff. Because I started thinking about it. I was like, you know what? When a lot of the movies that I started watching when I got to actual high school and college,
not a lot of cigarettes.
not a lot of cigarettes.
No.
Not a lot. In the shows, you just really didn't see it.
The only one that made sense when we were coming up was Mad
Men. Yeah.
But it made sense
Right.
because it was a show set when everybody was smoking like
smoking.
that.
Exactly. But a lot of these other shows, like, remember Suits? That's a show about a lawyer. I don't remember them smoking on that show. You know what I'm saying? Like that, you just really did not see that often because as a society, it was kind of uncool.
Yeah.
It was kind of almost shameful. Like, oh, you smoke? That's gross. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? That's old. That's an old thing, right? Like we had gotten past that, and now I'm worried that now that like because Hollywood, monkey see, monkey do.
Yep.
So now you're gonna slowly start seeing it back in movies.
Yep.
Slowly start seeing it back in shows, and now kids gonna be like, oh, my favorite character smokes, this actor smokes, so I'm gonna smoke too.
Yeah.
And now it's just like what some of these other things is kind of starting to pop back up. Measles.
Yeah,
and other
because
stuff, like,
for our generation, it was drinking, right? It wasn't smoking, but it was drinking.
Drinking,
So
yeah.
a lot of our generation are alcoholics,
Right.
And you could attest that media probably had a role to play in that.
yeah.
For smoking, it was like I think we all kind of agree that an alcoholic can happen whether you watch the movie or not.
Right.
But smoking was the definitive thing that we was just like we almost got there.
Yeah.
Wasn't there a whole movie about that?
What?
About smoking, where the guy was in court talking about. I remember the line in the movie where he said, "If my son turns 18 and he wants to have a pack of cigarettes, I'll go to the store and buy him one."
Yes, it was about the ATF, I believe.
Yeah, because smoking was everywhere.
What year was this?
Oh, it was early.
Not thank you for smoking, is it?
There's two about. One was about lawyers who were lobbying for alcohol, firearms, and tobacco.
Okay.
And then there's Thank You for Smoking. I think that's the movie he's talking about. I don't remember the name of the movie though. Maybe it is Thank You for Smoking.
This one with Aaron Eckhart's in it.
Maybe it was Thank You for Smoking. I don't remember.
Yeah, it is.
Thank You for Smoking. Okay. Yeah.
But yeah, it's crazy that at least that's in the damn title, so
Yeah,
you're not hiding it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's just I'm stunned that that's the go-to for this generation.
Yeah.
And maybe it also
'Cause I thought it would have been weed at least.
right. So and it lets me know that somebody who's 30 and in the near future maybe having
My
children
kids,
and all that,
yeah.
like damn, that's something I didn't think about. I had to deal with.
Yeah.
But I guess I have to deal with. That's something I got to worry about is smoking. Like
Yep.
you got where the camels at?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I got to check you for camels
Gotta
now.
check for camels?
Nasty
Nah, bro.
work, man.
My bro been dead, man.
My kids small. I'm gonna look at them like you nasty. I ain't gonna lie to you, fam. Like I'm
Yeah,
gonna say that too.
I'm disappointed. I'm very
I ain't
disappointed.
gonna lie to you, fam. Like you smoke, like drinking. All right, cool. You're high school. I mean, I drank. you
Yeah, I
know.
drank. Yeah.
Smoking? James
Son.
Dean?
Yeah,
You know
bro.
what I'm saying?
You know, Rat Pack all of a sudden.
Right. Like, come on, dog. Come on, man.
Get out of here.
Anyway, last topic of the day. I want you to pull this up.
Yeah.
So, I saw this story about a professor or a teacher or a lecturer from Indiana University who pretty much got snitched on by a student about their curriculum to, I believe, the governor or something like that, or senator or something like that of Indiana, having to do with like how the teacher, they had there was this graphic that they showed about like how they classified like racism and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
I got it. So a lecturer in Indiana University School of Social Work has been removed from teaching one of her classes, Diversity, Human Rights, and Social Justice, while the university investigates a complaint by a student against material she presented. Jessica Adams said the student submitted a complaint to the office of the U.S. Senator Jim Banks over a graphic she used in her class. Adams said Banks' office then contacted her dean. Now, the graphic that she has is the pyramid of white supremacy, which shows overt white supremacy and says stuff that's socially unacceptable with things like lynching, hate crimes, swastikas, burning crosses, the N-word, racial slurs.
The obvious stuff.
The obvious stuff.
Yeah.
And then there's a covert white supremacy, So police murdering people of color, school to prison pipeline, Confederate flags, racial profiling, the white savior complex, and stuff like that. Stuff that's not that you have to think a little bit about,
right,
to see the racist undertones that are there versus some white dude just calling me a hard R.
Right.
And that was.
I promise you, I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm telling you right now. If a dude ever called me that, go ahead and add me to the prison.
Go add me to the prison pipeline. you will not see him. You gonna have to ask me where the body's at. And I'm gonna tell you too.
I wish. Just say. I may lose my mind. Yeah.
Uppercut coming quick, fast, in a hurry.
I promise you, I'm hitting you with a
mean uppercut, Mike Tyson style.
Right, Mike Tyson blow to the face.
Yep.
You know, the reason I want to talk about this is because, first off, it kind of speaks to the climate we're in now.
Absolutely.
Right, as far as
anti-DEI,
all the kind of stuff.
Justice, the anti. What was the movement called?
Woke.
Not woke. What was it originally called? Like for racial sensitivity and stuff like that.
I can tell you.
I can't remember now, but just all anti that stuff.
Right. I think to me, so my first thought is I kind of experienced something similar in college.
Okay.
Where I had a professor, I think it was I forget what class, like something lit related or writing related, and this teacher taught a class in a very certain way, right? Very fun way. And I'm like, oh, cool! I got lucky with this teacher. Like we're gonna have a fun semester. And we did some type of project or whatever, like a group thing, and everybody got a grade.
Yeah.
And some kid didn't like the way this teacher taught, and then like the grade they got, and so they snitched to like the dean of the school we were in, and teacher pretty much had to scrap their entire curriculum. It went from like fun to like show up, teachers write them on the board, write it down, boring, and we left.
Dang.
And teacher was like gone shortly thereafter. Like
yeah.
And to me, it's just like there's always, I put that because I comment on that.
Yeah.
There's always one.
Always one student. Yep.
There's always one student who like it has to be done a certain way.
Yep.
And to me, my problem with this is one. I've never seen a teacher ever tell a student, "Hey, all these issues is your fault."
Absolutely not. I had a history teacher, and our history program was about Native Americans in like the early 1800s, and she never like said it's white people's fault. She said, "No, these people in the past,
right?
They did the shit.
Yeah,
but we are living with the consequences thereof now, and how do you address that?
Exactly.
But I'm not blaming people now. Blame the people that did the shit back then.
Exactly.
They're the problem. But we got to figure out the solution.
I think to me, there's a accountability thing that we're starting to get away from.
Absolutely.
Right? Which is, it's not about blaming you.
No.
It's about making sure that we don't repeat what happened in the past.
Absolutely.
So in order for us to do not repeat what happened in the past, we need to point out what happened in the past.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Let's acknowledge it. Let's not run from it. This is what in order for us to be the greatest country in the world, we all have to at least acknowledge our shortcomings. This is what happened. It's not going to be this isn't 1960.
No.
You're not going to see Klansmen show up in robes with a burning cross in the yard and be like, all right, well, we know who the races are.
Yeah.
Like, it's not going to happen anymore.
Happen that way.
It's going to look entirely different. So when you encounter people in different aspects of society and they come from you with a different perspective and a different life viewing, understand where that comes from.
Yeah.
So you can recognize, be like, okay, I see you, I hear you, I recognize you. No one's saying it's your fault. No one's saying that.
No, but what we are saying, I think my example that I thought about recently was like casual homophobia in like the mid 2000s, right? We all kind of participated in some casual homophobia, calling people the F word and stuff like that. And then we all realized, I never thought about what about the gay person who was around me who heard all of that? How would they have felt with all that casual homophobia? I feel kind of bad now. I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to use those words. I'm not going to say certain things just in case someone who might be closeted or who is out might feel a little unsafe around me. I wouldn't want that.
Right.
That's the same type of situation. Just think outside of yourself.
Exactly.
For just a moment.
I also think to me is, was she wrong?
No.
Like, that's what I'm saying, to the students in there, because one thing about college is supposed to be a time of ideas.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be a time of us learning who we are and being around different peoples and different cultures and things of that nature. You're not supposed to get to college at 18, 19, 20 and have a hard stance already.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're supposed to be more fluid, you know what I mean? And truly embrace other ideologies and other people. Don't want to say you have to take it on, but at least understand and hear them out, right?
Yeah.
So when you're supposed to be there to learn.
To learn, right?
So when your teacher's up there, and you're supposed to be going like, okay. So for example, if the teacher does their job and breaks it down accurately and goes, hey, the school to prison pipeline or whatever is based off because of this, and then we have stats to back it up. You're supposed to be like, damn, okay, that makes sense. So like,
I think one that was a perfect example, like the color blindness, right?
Right.
Because I remember fighting back on that online years ago. Like, I don't see colors. Like, what do you mean by that?
Right.
That's impossible.
Mm-hmm.
If a black man walks into a room, what do you see? A black man.
right.
So you cannot say I don't see
Mm-hmm.
color when someone of a different ethnicity walks in. You notice that.
Mm-hmm.
No matter what ethnicity it is, you're going to notice that. And by invalidating that, it feels like you're invalidating me as a person.
Right.
That it's that simple. And you should think about that. It's like, oh, I don't want to just invalidate your experience. I don't want to see a white man walk in and assume you're like every other white dude out there.
Right.
That's wrong.
Mm-hmm.
You should be the same if you're a white man seeing a black person or an Indian person. I should want to know what their unique experience is, because it's not the same. I haven't experienced every black person out there.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we're asking.
And it's not about making somebody feel bad. It's just about pointing something out.
Yeah.
That way you can do better.
Yeah.
That way you can pass that forward. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? That way when you own a bank institution or you're working at the banks, you're not turning somebody down because that's what your boss told you to do.
Because on the application name says Deshaun,
Yeah.
right? That it immediately it used to be a banker sees Deshaun, we're not doing that loan.
Mm-hmm.
You at least give him the courtesy to bring him in and say, what do you need a loan for?
Exactly.
And then if it's bullshit, you could throw it out.
Right.
But just invalidating because of the name on the sheet, that's wrong.
Right.
You shouldn't do that.
I just think that we're in an era now, with the government pressuring people with the withholding money, and you got to do it this way. If not, you're not gonna get the grants and all that kind of stuff. I think a lot of schools are feeling the heat.
They are. They definitely are. And schools like Indiana, who are in a red state, will easily just cater.
Right.
Right. You would not go where Harvard and the other Ivy League schools might fight back. School like Indiana University, because they're in a red state, they're gonna cave.
Yeah.
There's no avenue for them to fight back.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, that's unfortunate.
And it sucks because I just feel like it dilutes the college experience, man.
Absolutely.
College, it's one of those experiences where like you just
One of the best parts about college was meeting people from other states and other countries,
Right.
and learning about their lives
Mm-hmm.
and what they thought about being in America too.
right.
Right? Because it helps you just broaden. I didn't have to necessarily travel to these places, but now I know a little bit more about somebody from somewhere else, and that's enriching.
Yeah.
It's very enriching.
Anyway, man, that's all the time we have for you guys today, man. You can follow me at Facebook at Bryce Olden. You can follow me on Instagram at Bryce David Olden. Bryce, go and tell them.
From Twitter, Bruce Leroy.
And remember, if you didn't hear from the horse's mouth, so listen to the ass who told you we out. Peace.